Hello, everyone. This is Doug Davis, broker in charge at Karan B Realty, and here with another Ask Doug. And today, we're going to talk about briefly, when do you need an appraisal? So I keep getting asked this in a variety of different ways for different things. So when do you need an appraisal? Well, if you're going to sell your house, maybe you don't believe the real estate agent, or you want to get some peace of mind. You want to have it appraised to determine what market price might be, or just have another validation. Then you can do that. But mind you, they might be somewhere between $750 to $1,000 to get an appraisal. So might think about that. But sometimes you need to have an appraisal, like your property is in trust, or your mom and dad had the property in trust. The dad passes away first. You should get a time of death appraisal within a few months, near the time of death. You don't want to do it years later, because the appraisal will cost more, because it's harder to get verification of sales data the older it gets. You certainly don't want to do it 10 years later or longer. So, okay, and then mom passes away, you want to do it yet again. So each component trust has a value. Your CPA, if you're using one, will want the validation in the form of an appraisal, and they'll ask you for them, and they'll want to see both. And so there you have that. What if you are selling a house that was purchased like in the 1950s, and you're just getting around to selling it for the very first time, and you don't have the HUD 1, you don't have the original closing statement? Well, your CPA is going to want it, but you don't have it. It's long gone. You never saved it, didn't know you needed it, but you do need it. And that's a point. Your closing statement, save them forever until you die. Just save them forever. Seems like CPAs will never cease asking for them, but you don't have it in this circumstance. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to have to ask for some validation. So you might do an appraisal. That's an old one. That'll cost more money. A 1950s appraisal, or 40s, or just anything decades back, will give some kind of idea of value, so that you can figure out your capital gain. That's the purpose of doing that. So another circumstance would be, let's say you are selling for the family. Maybe there's 4 kids, but you're the trustee and you're responsible, and they're all looking to you to do the right thing. And then you list the property and it sells, and then one of the siblings comes back to you and said, "You listed way too low." Well, having an appraisal is your first best defense, because that would be recognized in court, certainly, that here's a third-party appraisal, no ownership interest, and they gave you a value of X, and you sold it for at or around that price. Well, there you go. That's really all you can do. But if you don't have the appraisal, you're going to have to prove that. So it's nothing like having a trump card of an appraisal in a circumstance like that. So I'm sure there's many other circumstances, but that's the lion's share. And those are all the questions that I get, those 4 circumstances that I just outlined on when you might want to pull out an appraisal. So keep those in mind, and also hang on to your closing statement, the one with all the figures on it and costs and brokerage fee and pay off the loan and all that sort of thing. So there you go. And love to hear your questions, and please like me on your channel there. And if you have any real estate needs, buying, selling, or property management needs, love to hear from you on that. All right, until next time, thanks so much.